The president of the World Bank. Everything is changing. Wow! Data, digitization, and data usage are key components that are facilitating this transition. It will change everything. It will significantly impact how we respond to climate change. As part of our human capital initiatives, how we address health and education will change how we approach anti-corruption platforms. All right, let's get right into today's clip. I'm about to share with you all the concerning conservative. Some of you have established XRP price targets based on concrete evidence that we will be withholding a sizable portion of the proceeds. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, let's take the money off the table. Welcome back to another video. Everyone heard the introduction of Mr. AJ Banga. The bank's president declared that we would not be allowed entry into the World Bank. Let's talk about Ripple and XRP on another day. We'll talk about the price and previous links. AJ was the CEO of MasterCard. What are the odds? Just this year, MasterCard announced its collaboration with Ripple on CBDCs, an initiative we have been supporting. As a result of this ongoing transformation, Ripple's CEO was appointed as the World Bank's 14th president. And they went on to explain that cryptographic technologies are revolutionizing the processes of tokenizing and managing value, and that Ripple is a leader in corporate blockchain. Folks, value transfer is more important than settlements. It involves moving assets from one location to another. We will break down and leave out riches from the $462 trillion in settlements handled by the DTCC alone each year. The value of management services like mutual funds, whose earnings are transferred from a tokenized world, is costing us $9.4 trillion. Even Nacha is lost on us. When they joined the Nacha Payment Innovation Alliance in 2004, they intended to use Ripple to oversee the AC network. They have vast volumes. Examine the top 3 banks in terms of volume that received payments. We're talking about JP Morgan, which will openly support Bank of America as a Ripple partner. Other Ripple partners include Wells Fargo and PNC Bank. This $1 trillion consists of $1 trillion in debits and $1.50 trillion in credits. Additionally, taking into account the Nacha Alliance increases the annual cost to $80 trillion. This was back in 2022, and we will omit the ACI, which allows for public ripples on its website and handles $4 trillion worth of transactions daily globally. Standard Chartered, R3, and UBS Santa are among the partners of Ripple, one of the first blockchain companies that concentrated on settlement techniques. Ripple's website featured a previous article titled, "Is there a blockchain in your future?" They could participate in the consortium because R3 and Ripple were included and will continue to collaborate directly and secretly through 2023. This is because, as we discussed in the video yesterday, the DTCC made this announcement back in August, and it has to do with the video today. Using R3's DLT software, DTCC, and the lending enterprise technology provider R3 are collaborating to create and introduce the project on the platform. The US Department of Treasury issued an executive order in 2018 listing R3 and Ripple, but later overturned it. Furthermore, even if it appeared like it after watching this INF video that was published a few days ago, I can guarantee you that this is not artificial intelligence, AI. Based on his statements here, they are all aware of what comes next. They are downplaying it. Individuals are downplaying it. The INF is downplaying with adoption. Don't even consider them. The capacity to establish a platform ecosystem to communicate with other parties, including conventional banks. Now let's begin and explore the potential direction of fintech. One way that F can help lower costs, boost speed, and broaden access is, as we can see in some nations, where a new fintech is using blockchain to transmit remittances in just a few seconds. You have to listen to this to understand the mathematical breakdown. Since the price breakdown is rather cautious, I would like everyone to be aware of the bigger picture. I will only present you with the most conservative viewpoint. You will then have to tell me that you are right. That is far too cheap. In what way will this fit into the multi-trillion-dollar paradigm of fundamental valuation? BlackRock's current employees, Robert Mitnick and Susan Atley, expertly put together this structure. With a 2030 aim, they established price targets for XRP and Bitcoin, but the targets for Bitcoin are higher. You did hit the mark when you said that they were asking for $90,000. Without any information, Bitcoin has fallen to $69,000 by 2030. And since they are coming from a Ripple, they are being extremely cautious. From a cautious perspective, it is important to pay attention to this. What shape the XRP market will eventually take is still unknown. The methods by which XRP maintains and exchanges accounts with banks and liquidity providers, together with the most cautious posture of this model, was justified because it aims to convey the long-term underlying worth of 100 billion XRP in circulation. When determining supply, it is crucial to account for all coins that have been and will be issued. This strategy assumes that market players ought to and will think about how the impending currency circulation will affect its long-term worth. Whoa, whoa, whoa! And they only had a daily volume of $556 billion and a circulation of $100 billion for XRP, with a maximum price target of $33. This is how XRP will function. Let's look at it since it is conservative by $100. $462 trillion is the result of dividing the total number of DTC transactions sold by the number of months. But we are leaving out a significant number of additional useful tools. That comes out to $38 trillion a month, but the daily amount minus 1.3 trillion is what matters to us more. SWIFT handles 5 trillion each day compared to around 7.5 trillion handled by the OTS FX market. As a result, we will only employ those that we are eliminating, omitting ACI. We do not include bond settlements from all across the world in our analysis due to the sheer number of them, making it impractical to account for their full value. We're going to go slowly because I want you to grasp how this is worth roughly $13.8 trillion in volume. Is this an accurate depiction of XRP? We will illustrate with the help of the basic framework. The price would be $31,664, and the market capitalization would be $13.1 trillion if there were $556 billion in XRP volume. I am aware that there won't be many people in attendance, but we will only be able to take 2.2 trillion of this 13.8 trillion, so we will proceed. By multiplying this by 4, we will have over $2.2 trillion in volume. I will now argue that the market capitalization of $1.13 trillion is right, notwithstanding my earlier assumption that it will never reach such heights. Declare now that you are wrong, and that a utility-driven market cap will be far larger than what Bitcoin and Ethereum are at the moment. Market capitalization means nothing to you, my friend. We are talking about the transfer of value from one end of the market to the other. For an asset to work, one must be aware of the speed at which it is going. Many people are unaware that moving and maintaining large values requires high fees. If we were to estimate that there are just 65 circulating because of their great caution, based on our calculations, which we conducted on 131 with 100 billion XRP circulating, we're talking about over $200 per XRP with $2.2 trillion in daily volume. For individuals who assert that it settles in 5 or 10 seconds, the basic framework offers all the capabilities you could need. We estimated those bold statistics to 2023 values, but we computed everything to the very last second, and the speed at which we are currently moving. All right, ladies and gentlemen, enough about that. Let's dive into the digital age. We greatly appreciate all of you. Please provide your opinions in the comments section below. Better yet, I fail. Subscribers with this video because very conservatively speaking, if you don't understand how I presented it, you won't realize where the value is coming from. To be honest, nobody could help you with so many important tools missing from the ledger. Straightforward since everything is ultimately determined by supply and demand. And we're talking about institutional demand here, not retail demand. The little morons that buy at all-time highs while Ether and Bitcoin prices rise. These are the investors that Ethereum and Bitcoin have when it comes to XRP demand. They're not the pigeon brains who saw their pals talk about it and bought it at 69,000 only to cry when it sank to 25,000. These are institutional-grade government entity-level INF grade. People, I am thankful for every one of you. We'll be back, folks, with another video answering your question. Can XRP become the next Bitcoin if we can use the system to address this problem and make large-scale fixes? There are several chances to enhance XRP's worth, given the problem's trillion-dollar value. Our idea for All3 Ripple Net was to eventually facilitate significant international payments through Bitcoin liquidity. When people saw the advantages of our fiat-based network, we wanted to allow them to switch on. That's why we launched Ripple. We switched to ODL once the market had adequately matured. When you flip the switch, that's exactly what occurs. You are, I think, a component of what we are creating. I take into account every token, believing that everyone may recognize its value in helping to solve the real issue. If genuine clients receive real benefits and value from the token, then it will have value.